attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, and thank you for participating in our Managing Your Calendar and Events with GreenRope webinar. My name is Daniel Kim, and I'll be walking you through the calendar events, the basics, setting up event reminders, integrating your webcal calendar, appointment booking, setting up event meetings, and a lot of other stuff here. To begin, the calendar and events, here are some basics. If you want to locate the calendar, you're going to place your cursor over this calendar header within this navigation bar above. We offer a monthly view, which is essentially a monthly view of the calendar. We provide a weekly view, which is a weekly view of the calendar, a daily view of your calendar, and an events list. This availability section right here will appear once you have decided to utilize the booking/availability option within the calendar setup section. If you simply click on this calendar header within the navigation bar, you'll be taken immediately to the monthly view of the calendar.
Muted. Unmuted.
On this right-hand side, you will notice that there's an option to click on this new location icon. What this will do is allow you to create a new location for your events and future events or current events. You can enter in the name, the address, the city, and attach notes. And once you're finished, you would simply click on the save icon here. If you scroll down, there are options to actually see the CRM activities that you have for the day, which is a great tool if you are trying to use this for your sales and to manage your workflow activities. Right here, you can actually view IMAP emails by clicking on this checkbox here. Now, what this will do is once you check any one of these checkboxes, actually, the screen should refresh for you so that it actually pulls up the IMAP emails that you have integrated, or the CRM activities, or maybe the opportunities and the birthdays as well. This filter right here allows you to filter specific event types that you have designated. So if you want to scroll through here, it'll list all of the event types that you have created. Now this calendar sharing option, or this calendar sharing section, sorry, you can actually download the iCal file here, and this would be an iCal file that would contain all of the events that you have created within the calendar, monthly calendar up here. We do offer multiple URLs, webcal URLs here. This one is to subscribe to a private webcal for the group that you're in, the events within that group, the CRM activities within that group, as well as the project tasks within that group. This webcal right here allows you to subscribe to all the group events that you have created, as well as the CRM activities and project tasks. What you can do if you are trying to sync your GreenRope calendar with, let's say, an Outlook calendar or a Google calendar, you can actually copy this webcal here, like so, and you can place it into the appropriate field within your Outlook or Google calendar. And what that will do is that will actually sync and place in the events or CRM activities that you have created within your calendar and place it within your Google or Outlook calendar. Now, we do also give you the option to place in a public calendar iframe. If you click on this question mark icon here, it'll provide you more information. Essentially, this calendar, this monthly calendar view, you can actually place into an iframe, and we do provide you the code in which you can copy and embed this calendar above into an external website, or maybe even a website that you create within GreenRope itself, if you'd like. Now, by default, our website section does include the calendar automatically, but if you say you want it on a separate custom page, you would click on this question mark here, and you would copy this iframe code and place it within the source HTML of any desired custom page within GreenRope or your external website. We also give you the option to print this calendar itself. If you click this, it'll pull this up for you. It'll automatically ask you if you want to print this calendar, and it'll pull up this window for you so that you can actually view the calendar itself. To get to the calendar setup section, to maybe adjust event types, or to adjust certain calendar functions, or to maybe even add your Google Calendar webcal, or maybe an external Outlook calendar webcal, what you're going to do is you're going to place your cursor over the settings icon here, and you're going to select this calendar option. This will take you to the calendar setup for date range, and in parentheses it'll have calendar year. Within this description tab, you'll see that you can enter in a Google Calendar URL. And what that does, if you enter in that Google Calendar webcal and you save the changes here, it'll draw the calendar events you've created within Google and place them actually within your GreenRope calendar. And if you look at this question mark icon here, we do provide you more information on integrating your Google Calendar. And you can easily tie in the events of a public Google Calendar right here. Now this webcal calendar URL is where you would place in, let's say you have an Outlook calendar and you want to sync your Outlook calendar events with your GreenRope calendar. What you're going to do is you're going to copy the Outlook webcal and place that without this initial portion of the URL, and you'd place that here, and you would save the changes here. Now if you look here, we do have more information, and these options, obviously they're optional. So if you decide that you don't want to integrate your calendars, your external calendars, you don't necessarily need to. But yeah, you can easily tie in the events of a public webcal calendar right here. Now if you look within this description tab of the calendar setup for date range, you'll see that there is this new option right here underneath the max attendees field. And if you check this checkbox, this will allow you to have an appointment calendar with booking availability right here. After you've checked this checkbox and after you've saved the changes here, what you'll notice is if you place your cursor over the calendar header with the navigation bar above, there will now be an availability option here. And if you click on that availability option, it'll take you to our booking and appointment calendar here. Now we'll discuss more of that later in the webinar. But let me go back to the calendar setup for date range. Once again, how I got there was I clicked on the settings icon, or I placed my cursor over the settings icon and select this calendar option here. The event types tab is going to be very important because you can actually create new event types that you can actually use for future events that you create within either the monthly view or as well as your availability calendar here, or booking/availability calendar here. What you want to remember is you want to actually specify the minutes here for each of the events that you want, or event types that you want to use for your calendar. Now this is going to be very important because you're going to need this for, if you want to utilize the booking/appointment calendar, you're going to need to specify the minutes here. It's going to be very important. But as you can see, this lists out all of the event types that you have. And if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, you will see that there is an option to create a new event type. Now you can name this event type anything that you'd like. You could set a default location. If you've created a location, remember back within this monthly calendar view. You can set a max attendees. So if you want one individual to attend or maybe 30 individuals to attend, that will cap the maximum attendees at 30 events. And you can even designate a default event fee here, as well as color coordinating the event type. So whenever you create an event and it's designated as this event type, it would show up as the color you designate within this color box here. Now you can also set the reminders to all active group members or all active prospects, all active inactive members, as well as confirmed attendees. What this will do is send an if you check a checkbox next to any of these boxes, what our system is going to do is it's actually going to send out an automatic email reminder to the contacts within your group that have been specified, whether it be all active or just confirmed attendees, and it'll state that they do have an event coming up in a short period of time, and and if you check this box, it will automatically send out that email. If you click on the event locations here, you will actually be able to check the boxes next to the locations where your events may take place. So if you create a location and you leave it unchecked, that location will no longer appear within the list of locations that you do have. However, if you do check all of these, they will appear. And please always remember to click on the Save Changes option at the bottom, so that whenever you do make alterations or whenever you do edit something, that those saves will change. Right here, if you click on this upload tab here, you will be able to upload an ICS type file within this tab. Now this is more or less for your iPhone / iMac users. I do understand that they do save in an ICS file format. If you would like to just simply extract that ICS file and upload it, you definitely can. It just needs to be saved on your desktop previously, and then you just simply click on this browse icon here, and you would upload those events, and you can actually preview those events previous to the upload itself and adding those events in. You can also click on this Add tab right here, and you would be able to add multiple events at once in this tab. If you click on this right here, you'll see you can add an event at a particular time and associate with the group here. And you can even make the events public within this section here. If you would like to export out event payments, this is the tab that you would click, and you can actually have a start date and designate that start date, an end date, and you can click on this export payments option here. You can use this to export to obtain a delimited file that can be opened in a spreadsheet program such as Excel. This file will contain data about all the event payments that were made in the date range that you specified here. If you click on this new calendar year icon, you will be able to create new calendar years and multiple calendars. If you look here, if you click on this new calendar year, you can set a calendar name. You can have a start date and an end date, which is useful for maybe if you wanted to create quarterly calendars, or if you wanted to create maybe a season, or definitely anything. You can create multiple calendars that are associated with a single group here within this drop-down. So a single group here, you'd come and place your cursor over the settings icon here, click on this calendar option here, and then click on this new calendar year icon on the right-hand side. Now you're also able to delete calendar years here if you'd like, and that would be done through clicking this delete calendar year here. Now going back to the monthly view, to create an event, you're simply you can click on this monthly view right here, and all you would need to do is simply single click on any of the dates or date that you would like to create the event in. And once you have, this Create Event Detail window will appear. You're going to need to enter in an event title. You're going to select an event type. You're going to have a start date, a start time, an end date, and an end time. And you can even mark it as an all-day event here. Now, this is the locations that you have specified or checked within that location tab of the calendar setup section that we discussed previously. You can also create new locations here, and you would just simply add a new location name. You can choose a specific attendee here, and then if it's going to be a booking/availability calendar, you can actually create that event within the booking and availability calendar and make it so that it's just a singular contact. You can specify a special guest here. You can enter in items that could possibly be needed, and you can actually set an event fee here. Now, if you have your PayPal or your authorized.net accounts configured within your GreenRope calendar, you will actually be able to collect a fee previous to them showing up, or previous to them confirming the attendance. And you can actually even show all event attendees which owe money for that particular event. Now you would need to enter in a number here. Let me call this a test event. And if you click on this public event checkbox, which allows the public registration through a group website, and you save the changes here, what will happen is we will provide you with an actual URL to the event right here. Now you can actually embed this URL within an email you send out. You can also, if you'd like to see what this looks like, we'll click on it, and this is what they would see right there. The registrant would need to enter in their email address and type in the CAPTCHA right here, and then they would be able to register. But you can actually edit the link that has appeared here by clicking on this edit link icon. You just need to make sure that whatever you enter here as the URL doesn't exist already. If it does exist, that whatever you've entered in here, it will not work. So I would definitely, if you're trying to adjust the link that appears, maybe make it generic, but add a couple numbers. That's what I usually recommend at the end of whatever you type. So if it's going to be test, you want it to be test event, maybe 1, 2, 3, and I'm sure that no one has really taken that. And then you can actually save this. And so now when an individual tries to register, this is the actual URL that they would enter in for this particular event. This automatic email reminder section allows you to send automated email reminders, or our system will send automated email reminders if you designate who to send it to. You'll see that you can either send it to all active group members, confirmed attendees, and you can even include RSVP links for this event. You can set a reminder to unresponded actives, which are unresponding active contacts within your group. You can send an attendance summary email to anyone that's listed here, and this list is going to contain the shared access users that have been given shared access permissions to the calendar section of this group, and they will be listed here. Now what that will do is it will send an attendance summary email to whoever you have specified, and check the checkbox next to here. If you click on the settings icon, you'll see that you'll be able to adjust the event options. You can survey attendees with surveys that you've created within the survey section of your account, and you can actually, and if you have a survey saved, you can select that survey here. You can invite guests or set to invite guests and have the member pay fee for each guest, or yes, guests do not increase the event fee, or select no. You can have the attendees also receive another email of your choosing, which has been saved, an email template that has been saved. Any email template that has been saved within the build and send email should show up within this section here. You could have them also, the registrants can also join another group, just the attendees, however. So you can have the attendees join a group that you select here, and if you're the main account holder, it will show all the groups within the account here. If you're a shared access user, however, it will only show the groups that you have shared access to. And you can allow respondents to view other respondents and leave comments. If you would not like that option, you can simply uncheck this box and save the changes here. You can designate an event manager here, and this will list actually everyone within your account. They don't necessarily need to be a shared access user. This will list everyone who is a part of the group that you are actually creating the event in. And you can actually set up attendees with the conversion tracking with the code. Now this is going to be the conversion code title. and you can actually enter that in here. If you would like more information on this, I would recommend clicking on this question mark icon here. If you scroll down, we do give you more information about conversion tracking for events. Now, this attendance heading allows you to adjust whatever appears. So when an individual decides to RSVP for an event that you have created, you can change the text that appears here to whatever you'd like. You can change the text for attending, unsure, and not attending. These are default titles that we automatically assign for those action buttons that appear if you create an event and you embed that event within an email template. It would say attending, unsure, or not attending. You can actually change these as well and say that you don't want this unsure label available. You can simply click on this hide checkbox and you can save this event. You can actually copy this event as well on the bottom right-hand corner right here, and what this will do is allow you to copy this event. So say that you are having multiple events that are similar, you can actually copy this event and just change it as you go. You would need to go, if you do decide to click on this copy event and you select the date, you can actually copy event attendees and copy event registration options here, and you can make this copy here. And close that. And what that will do now, you'll see that this has now appeared, which will be an exact copy of whatever I have created currently. If you would like to edit this new event, however, you're going to need to click on this event, and you're going to need to adjust the event detail within that actual event that's been copied. If you click on this Notes tab here, you'll be able to add event notes and sponsors, and these are just notes that will appear and will be available to individuals that register for the event so that they can see, who the sponsors are maybe, or even event notes that are specific to this particular event that you have created. You can add an article, you can add a picture here. This is very similar, but kind of more or less a shorter version of what the toolbox that appears within the Build and Send email section. You can even adjust the source HTML right here by clicking on the source icon here. If you click on this Attendance tab, you'll actually be able to see the event attendance summary. You can refresh that if you're working on it and you know that someone has recently signed up. You can edit the check-in actions. So upon check-in, send attendee a particular email, and you can actually have them added to a new group, and you can assign a workflow that you have created, as well as assigning that particular those workflow activities to a shared access user that has been defined here. Now once you have, you can save the changes, and what that will do is that will save whatever you've done within this section. If you would like to actually view the contacts who have not responded yet, you can actually, as soon as someone states that they're attending or not attending or unsure, this show icon will appear next to each of these headings so that you can actually click on them here, and you can actually manually have them attend, not attend. You can click these options here. If you want, actually after you've added them as well, say that this is a paid or this event has an event fee. What that will do is you can actually set a manual designation of a contact being paid within this section as well. And you can also add a new attending contact here. If you click on this pie chart, you should be able to see who's attending or who has not yet responded. This should actually light up as green. There will be a green section for individuals that are attending, and the gray section will actually point to individuals who aren't attending. If you click on this registration option here, you can actually have event attendees register for products and services previous to them actually registering for the event, or after they've registered for the event. You can actually create new registration options here. You would enter in the name of the event new registration option, the type, and we offer yes or no, choose one, check boxes, choose multiple, and a lot of other options here, even a group member discount as well as a discount code for individuals that are signing up early. You can actually have these options available so that if an individual signs up, you can give them directly a discount right there through the actual event registration. You can set the choice here. You can make this mandatory here, this new registration option. You can set the cost here, and you can set the inventory right here. And once you're finished creating this new registration option, you're going to save this registration option here. Once again, if you would like more information as to the event attendees and this event registration option here, you can actually click on this question mark, and we do provide you with a bit more information here, and this will allow you to see some more information without having to actually click out of this actual event and then go into the help section itself. Now, speaking of the help section, I have been notified that we have 2 new videos for the calendar and event setup and management in the help/knowledge base. They are lesson 5A and lesson 5B. You click on this question mark icon on the top right hand corner of your screen, and if you scroll down, these are the 2 new lessons that we do have on calendar and event settings, and these 2 lessons are new, so they will provide you with updated information. And if you click on this here, you will be able to view the video here if you scroll back up. Now, you can invite members from other groups to events. As you know, events in your calendar are associated with a single group, so the group that you create the event in is where that event is going to be located at. To invite contacts to an event who are not in an existing group or in that existing group, follow these simple steps. Select the group that the event is associated with. Go to the email page, and under the Send To tab, click on All Contacts. So if you've created this event, you're going to click on this Communicate option here. This will take you to the Build and Send Email section. And if you click on the Edit Filter options here, you will be able to send this email to all contacts right here. So you can update now. I have 12 contacts, and say that I wanted to add this event. What I would do, or any of the events that I've created, I would simply click on this event icon within the toolbox above the content builder right here, and I would select the event that I've created, and I would insert this event RSVP placeholder. Now, please don't be alarmed if this doesn't look anything like the event that you have created. This is merely a placeholder, and what this will do is when you send out this actual email, this will be replaced with the actual event RSVP. And I can actually show you a preview of what that looks like here. So this is what that event placeholder will actually be replaced with this. And as you can see, those form action buttons that we discussed earlier, they appear here. And I did remove that unsure option. So that is definitely possible. If you are collecting fees for events specific to PayPal and allowing your members to pay with PayPal, you can download a spreadsheet with event payment information from PayPal. What you would need to do is log into your PayPal account, select the My Account tab, hover your mouse over the History sub-tab, select Download History from the resulting menu, select the date range you want the download transaction for, select a comma delimited format, make sure you click the checkbox that says Include Shopping Cart Details, and what this will do is produce a file that you can open in Excel or another spreadsheet program. Payment details will include group and event information that can be examined. When using PayPal to collect event registration payments, please be aware that if you decide to collect e-check payments, there may be a delay before you are paid. Due to this delay, which is usually around 24 to 48 hours, while the transaction verifies that there are sufficient funds in the account sending money, if there is a problem with the transaction, PayPal will actually notify you, but GreenRope will not be updated. This is because PayPal does not communicate when an e-transaction fails. In the event of an e-transaction failure, you will have to go to the event details for this event by clicking on this event here. Click on the attendance tab here, and you will have to look at the the contact's registration. So what will happen is there will be a paid icon next to their name within the attending or not attending option here. And what you're going to need to do is manually either look at the contact's registration and manually cancel the payment manually there, or you will have to actually, you can actually manually state that they're actually paid and then make a note to yourself maybe so that you can collect the payment when they do actually attend the event. Moving on to the appointment/booking calendar. If you would like to allow people to make requests for appointments with you, you can use our convenient calendar availability feature. The first step is to go to the calendar settings and check the box for the appointment calendar. This makes your calendar by default have events that are limited to one attendee, hence the appointments. Once again, you would place your cursor over the settings icon here, click on the calendar option here. This will take you to the calendar setup for date range. And what you're going to do is you're going to select this appointment calendar with booking availability. Once you save that change, you will see a new option under the calendar tab called availability here. There you will be able to access a calendar where you can set the dates and times you are available for someone to request an appointment with you. I wanted to note once again that you want to click on this event types tab after you've selected this appointment calendar with booking availability checkbox. And please make sure to include the minutes here for any of the event types that you are going to use for your booking / appointment calendar that you're going to create. Say that you want an appointment for a meeting, you still need to go in for 45 minutes maybe, have a default location, have a maximum attendee of 1. Now you can also set that max attendees here. This is the default for max attendees for every single event that you create within your booking / appointment calendar. So say you want 2 individuals per time slot, you can save the changes here. But I want to stress that this default duration is going to be necessary when you're creating the event so that individuals can actually select the 45-minute option for the meeting. And you can also, once again, designate an event fee here, a default event here, and if you want, you can actually set a reminder here for either confirmed attendees, all inactive attendees, all prospects, or all active. So I'm going to click confirmed attendees, save that. So it seems that I was mistaken. You can actually only have a single max attendee, so 1 max attendee, for if you decide to use this appointment calendar with booking availability and you have this checkbox, or else it'll automatically uncheck this checkbox. If you place your cursor of this calendar header here and select this availability option now, you'll be taken to our booking / appointment calendar, and this is where you would set your available times. If you click on this question mark icon here, we do provide you with a bit more information, and I will actually run through this, because you can actually embed this iframe for the appointment calendar that's appearing here within an external or external website or a website that you do create with GreenRope. Now, once you have decided that you want to create an appointment schedule, you're going to click on a date. Click on the 21st. This Create New Available Time slot would appear, and you would select this meeting option. Let's select, or any of the event types available here. You can have a start time, and an end time. You can have a comment. You can enter in a comment section here, and once you've finished, all you would need to do is save and close. And you'll see now there will be a new option to meet here. If you would like to see what that looks like, all you need to do, or if you would like to see what the appointment calendar actually looks like, you can scroll down below this monthly view, and you can click on this URL that's provided here. That will take you to the booking calendar, and it'll open it up in a separate tab. And what you'll do is you'll simply click on this. A registrant would actually just click on this here. They would request a meeting. That is the event type. And you'll see, because I have designated a duration of 45 minutes, now this will appear. If you don't set a default duration within the event type section, as mentioned previously, nothing will be here, so it'll seem like there are no actual event types that you can choose. But if you set a default duration, that meeting option or the meeting event type will appear within this request drop-down menu here. Now, this would be the start time that they would register for. The registrant would enter in their name, their email address, and they'd put this CAPTCHA in right here. Once they make that request, they have now successfully booked an appointment, and what that will do is this will actually disappear from the appointment booking calendar so that no one else can actually register for the event. If you scroll up to the booking/appointment calendar title here, and you click on this question mark icon here, we do provide you more information. You can use this calendar to determine which slots are available for people to request appointments. And you can place this calendar on any web page or link it to an email or another web page. Now, we do provide you the iframe source code right here. If you copy this code that we provide, you can actually place that within the HTML source of an external website or a website that you've created through GreenRope. However, I would highly recommend adjusting this height, or no, not the height, sorry, the width here. Because this calendar is a square, if you have the width set here to 550 and it doesn't match 800, it's going to be skewed, and what it's going to do is it's actually going to cut off the date, a couple of dates on this side, so you won't even be able to see it. So when you're copying this iframe here, I would highly recommend adjusting this number to either match this 800 here, or you can make the width larger if you'd like. But once you've done that, you can simply, paste this within any external HTML source code or an existing GreenRope website source. And individuals will actually be able to go to the website URL, and they will be able to sign up for any of the appointments that you've actually created here. When someone visits your booking calendar, they can click on any green time slot to request one of the event types you make available. After clicking the Make Request button, you, the main account holder, will receive an email that you can use to either approve or deny the request. Upon approval, the event is automatically added to your calendar. It is removed from this booking calendar here, and all email communication in this process is sent to and from the email address you provide in the group settings email options tab. If no email is defined there, email communication will be with the primary account holder. So say that you do have a shared access user and they do have shared access to this group. They would need to identify the from section within the group setup. How I got to the group setup here, I placed my cursor over the settings icon and I selected the group option here. Then I clicked on this email option tab once I'm in the group setup section, and this is where you would set the email sent from name as well as the email sent from email address here. And now you can only have one of each. You can't have more than one name and more than one email address. I understand there may be a lot of questions. I will answer them after I do finish my my presentation here, and I will definitely get to your questions that have been asked. Once again, we do have updated information here. If you click on this question mark icon, and we have added 2 new videos. Lesson 5A, excuse me, the calendar/event settings, and lesson 5B, the calendar/event management. And if you click on here, this option here, and you scroll up, you can actually view the video here, and these are uploaded to Vimeo. We will be uploading this recorded webinar as well into our previously recorded webinars, and you can find that if you click on this question mark icon here, which will place you within the help/knowledge base here. And if you scroll all the way down to our other resources section here, we do provide you with recorded webinars, and these are going to be the weekly recorded webinars that you're a part of right now. And we'll upload these as soon as possible for you. Rob, yes, and actually this kind of concludes my my webinar on the event calendar, managing your calendar and events, as well as the booking calendar. Rob leads. Yes, we will be recording this, so you can view this at a later time. Rob, I will actually contact you directly through email regarding the description and event types, locations, and upload. I got there by placing my cursor over the settings icon here and selecting this calendar option here. And that took me to here, and this is where the description, event types, event locations, upload, add, and export. Patty asks, would you use the event registration options to have registered attendees buy a ticket for a guest, for example? You definitely can. You can use the event registration options, and you can actually have, like, you can create a registration option so that, let me go back here. If you click here, this registration option here. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me click on this. You click on here. You can actually add that registration option, and that can be like maybe another ticket for a guest if you'd like, or this could be like maybe if you're having you know, an event with where they would need to purchase any t-shirts, you can actually have that as an option here. And if you want them to purchase that t-shirt previous to, you know, registering for the event, you can actually set that mandatory option here. And you can actually set the cost and inventory right here, and you would just save that registration option. Keith Earl asks, can you set up multiple times for availability for meetings? Go back here. Let me test this out for you, Keith, right now. 12, and let's say 12:45. Let's do a meeting. Can save and close. So yes, you can have multiple time slots with the same time, so that individuals can, say this disappears, you can actually have it so that this is definitely available here. To answer Keith Earl's question, Wendy Williams asked, what if I want to be available for 45-minute appointments on one day from 9 to 5? Do I have to put each appointment in individually? Yes, you would need to create each appointment individually. You can't just put 9 to 5. You would need to create all those events because individuals are going to be signing up for those singular events or those singular appointment bookings that you've created for that date. And that's just how it's going to work. You would need to click on the date, and then you would need to create those time slots manually one by one for that date. Debbie, I can definitely shoot you an email later. You can actually always contact us at support@greenrope.com, and we'd be happy to help you with any questions that you did have. We are happy to assist you, and this goes for anyone that's within this webinar here. Our support is quite good, and our client services managers are very knowledgeable. So if you guys do have any questions that I haven't touched on, please contact us at support@greenrope.com, and we'd be happy to help you guys out. Debbie, please send me an email. You can send me a personal email if you'd like at dan@greenrope.com, and I'd be happy to address those questions for you. There are other webinars, and this is for Robert Miller's question. Is there a webinar or knowledge-based article to help us use the activities? Hold on one second. Robert Miller asks, is there a webinar or knowledge-based article to help us use the activities more effectively? I would actually recommend clicking on this question mark icon here, which will take you to the help/knowledge base here. Now what you can do is you can scroll all the way down to our other resources section here. And if you click on this recorded webinars option, we do have event management webinars that have been conducted previously. So I would recommend taking a look at this event management webinar here, this calendar events webinars here, and they will guide you through a lot of information that maybe I may not have touched on, but these were conducted by our knowledgeable client services managers, so they will be extremely helpful. Once again, if you scroll back up within the help/knowledge base here, if you scroll down to the in-depth video tutorials here, we do have calendar and event settings here, and these two lessons have actually been added recently. So if you take a look at these two videos here, they do provide more information as well. Are there any other questions that you may have that I could answer at this time? I'd be happy to help you guys out. And also, if you guys do have any other questions that you guys come up with after this webinar has ended, once again, you are more than welcome to contact us at support@greenrope.com, and we'd be happy to help you guys out. Wendy Williams, I can actually send in that suggestion to our development staff and see what they can come up with. We can definitely ask them, or I can definitely shoot them an email and ask them and see if there's anything that we can do on our end. I do apologize for any inconveniences that you have experienced. Keith Earl, could you be more specific on repeating events? I'd be happy to answer them. Well, you can actually copy the event here. If you go here, if you click here on the calendar header here, this is actually a copied event. So if I click on this, you can actually copy the events here. This is going to create a singular event though. If you want to copy multiple events, you would click on this calendar settings icon here. Let's see. Well, actually, sorry about that. You would go to place your cursor over the settings icon here, click on the group option here, and you would actually be taken to the event. You would actually click on this event options tab here. Let's see. Maybe it was in. One second. Keith, what I can do for you, if you contact us at support@greenrope.com with your inquiry, I'd be happy to walk through this process with you, and we can make sure that everything has been resolved. Because I'll need the actual event, the group, the event title, the group that you are working in, as well as some additional information, and I will definitely take a look at that for you. Did anyone else have any other questions regarding this webinar?